Hello everyone, it's a beautiful problem of the triangle law of vector addition. The resultant of A vector and B vector is perpendicular to A vector and the magnitude of the resultant is equal to the half of the magnitude of the B vector. Then we have to find the angle between A vector and B vector. So, for solving the question, we'll be using the triangle law of vector addition. First of all, let's say we draw this as the A vector. And then we draw this as the B vector. Okay. On the head of A vector, we put the tail of the B vector. Question says the resultant of these two vectors, A vector and B vector, is perpendicular to A vector. Means the resultant should be like this. This should be the R vector, the resultant vector. Here R vector is equal to A vector plus B vector by the triangle law of vector addition. Okay. Now the question says that the magnitude of the R vector is half of the magnitude of the B vector. I am drawing it again. Let us take this, we clone it, we put it here, and what condition question has given? I am telling you that the condition again here. We have this length as R, this length as A, this length as B. Magnitude of the vector gives the length of this ray. So this length we consider as A, this length as B, this length as R. According to the question, the magnitude of the resultant is equal to the half of the magnitude of the B vector. It means, according to question, what we can write? We can write that R is equal to B by 2. Half of the magnitude of the B vector. Agree? Now suppose this angle we consider as alpha. We consider the sine alpha here in this triangle. How much is sine alpha? Sine alpha will be equal to R by B. And R by B we can obtain from here that R by B is actually 1 by 2. So R by B can be replaced as 1 by 2. If sine alpha is 1 by 2, anyone can tell how much is alpha. Correct. It should be 30 degree. Because the sine 30 degree becomes half. Done. Now the question was asking us the angle between A vector and B vector. We know these angles in the triangle. This angle is 30 degree. This angle is 60 degree. To obtain the angle between A vector and B vector, either their tails must meet at a common point or their heads must meet at a common point. So what you can do, you can either displace this A vector. You can either displace this A vector like this here. You get my point? You take this A vector here forward. Now, does the tail of A vector and B vector matches? Yes. Now here the tail of A vector and B vector matches. We have taken that A vector here. Here is the tail of A vector, here is the tail of B vector. Now you consider the angle between them. This angle should be equal to what? 150 degree. So here is your answer, the 150 degree. Second option is correct. Same question you can solve in other way. This was the A vector. You keep it here as it is. Here was the B vector. You displace this B vector and that B vector comes like this. We earlier knew that this angle is 30 degree. Similarly, this angle here is 30 degree. Now check here, the tail of A vector and B vector is matching. We have taken that B vector here. Okay, we have shifted that B vector here parallel. Shifting the vectors parallel do not change anything. angle remains same, direction remains same. Now if you check what is the angle between A vector and B vector, it is again 150 degree. Keep one thing in mind, whenever you have to find the angle between two vectors, either their tails must meet at a common point or their heads must meet at a common point, and then you find the smaller of the possible angles. Actually, here is another angle possible, this one, but your answer is the smaller angle, which is 150 degree. I hope you got it. If you have any other doubt, please post that in comment box. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. Kindly subscribe to this channel. Stay awesome. See you again.